Hi, I'm Bob Radosi. I'm here in the labs at TRS, and I'm going to be going through a variety of tasks illustrating how a voluntary closing prehensor is used in a variety of assembly tasks using a variety of different tools. I'm working on a model here. This is a pattern that eventually we're going to make and utilize and make into a tool. But this is just to illustrate the bilateral capability of using a voluntary closing device. I have good control over this file. I'm going to use it to sand and start to shape. This is kind of an epoxy material that we've laid onto this pattern. I'll probably lay on additional epoxy at another time until I get this into a conformation that gives me the final shape that I want for this pattern. But this is, again, just illustrating how a voluntary closing prehensor allows you to handle, manipulate tools so that I can do this kind of close-up and careful shaping work with a prosthesis. Another thing I can do is use a different kind of tool. I can augment and use my regular hand to be doing polishing, but at the same time I've got the flexibility because of the grip terminal device to handle this with my sound hand and to be doing actual shaping where I can hold the tool with the terminal device and do some intricate shaping. I can also engage the Sherlock mechanism, and by doing that I've got a grasp on the tool here so that I don't have to pay as much attention, I don't have to maintain cable tension in the system. So I can do intricate work, I can do some shaping in ways so I can use my sound hand to manipulate the pattern to allow me to get at areas that I might not be able to get at otherwise. I'm just going to illustrate again the versatility of a grip terminal device and manipulating tools. So I'm going to be able to do a little tool change out here, inserting a little pin through this lock system, grabbing on, and then unlocking the chuck, being able to pull out this little tool and replace it with a sander with a larger diameter to it. I've got control over the tool. I have enough ability to grasp on and create tension so that I can tighten that chuck firmly while I'm holding on. So now I've got a functional tool. One of the things I like to illustrate about a voluntary closing prehensor is that I have the potential for a wide grip or narrow grip hold down, 2-point pressure. So if I want to stabilize a template like this for using and creating an arc, let's say, I have the capability of doing that. I'm in the TRS prototype shop. I've got a bandsaw here. I'm going to adjust this bandsaw height, getting it up so I have a little bit more clearance and I have a good visual of what I'm trying to do. I'm going to show you how I use a prehensor in a two-handed function to help manipulate some wood in cutting on the bandsaw. So I'm going to reach over, turn on the power, and I'm able to just cut right through. And I use both the prehensor and my hand. The advantage is that the prehensor obviously is not going to get cut, but I can use it for control and manipulation. I'll do another curve cut here. It's a little bit more intricate. And I'll use the prehensor to help me steer and do a more complex type of a cut. I use the prehensor also in many cases to shield my fingers when I'm into an area where I'm a little bit potentially in jeopardy. I'll use the prehensor to create a zone of safety for my hand. I'm here in the TRS prototype shop illustrating the use of another tool. This is a 2-inch wide belt sander. I'm going to fire this sander up, and then I'm going to use it for shaping, external shaping in this case. This is a rotary and oscillating type of shaper, which is real handy for shaping certain kinds of things. So again, I'm just illustrating the functional use of a grip prehensor to control a shaper, control the wood in using a shaper like this. For doing either external surfaces like this or internal more concave shapes like that.